Bitcoin technical discourse. Um, I I have a lot of thoughts, but to keep it simple, I guess I would say that Bitcoin miners are going to have a major financial reason to get up to speed on how Bitcoin actually works under the hood. And Ordinals and you guys here are doing that because the more types of things you do with Bitcoin, the more important it is that Bitcoin miners themselves become more technical about how Bitcoin works. Maybe the C-suite, maybe like the corporate guys on the board, they don't know. But I'm telling you, like even at these big companies, they'll have their like token technical person, and that person will be significantly less like understanding of how Bitcoin works than me. So I think what's going to happen is these companies, even these major public companies, are going to have to hire technical experts, not just on like how to network a data center, but rather on how to engage in Bitcoin consensus. I think there's gonna be this new position of like analyst type Bitcoin expert at these companies, who is the way that these companies figure out how to navigate the evolving Bitcoin consensus and conversation. So I'm surprised it doesn't seem to be happening yet. But I also think that as much fees as we do put on Bitcoin for ordinals and runes and everything, like we need it to be tenfold more than it is currently for it to start really like forcing the hand of these multi-million-dollar data center operators. So that's my response to you, Dan. I see
Much
Robert.
appreciated.
Cool. Yeah, man. I see Robert got your hand up. What's up? Oh, hold on. I double clicked you. Hold on.
How about now?
Okay, you're good. Yeah.
Hey, Charlie, how are you, man? Hey, I'm geeking
Good.
this, but also kicking myself in the butt, like, because back then, we all had the story, like, oh, we could have been mining. But the technicality that I'm learning here is freaking phenomenal, and the confidence that we're getting here is beyond dope. I'm just curious, with your opinion, what do you think? What do you position? I like how you mentioned position ourselves as like to be hired as technical experts, because I do see that very much, especially in the studio side. They don't know jack crap, and even their IT peoples and whatever, they feel like they know, and they kind of dabble around it, but they know the superficial shit about it. But the core level stuff that we're learning here, it's not nowhere near as of like they're like clueless. So what's like, as what we're doing now, we're doing the action. What's the best way to position ourselves to be those technical consultants or whatever, just taking, I guess your take on this while we're doing our projects.
That's really good. There's many ways to do it. The best thing you can do is to really wrap your head around the industry of mining, not from a like what is hash rate doing right now, but try to get to know various operators. And this can take a while, and it can take a lot of in-person conversations. The very easiest low-level thing to do is that you can do from your computer for free is just look at the various public data available for Bitcoin mining and tweet your own analysis of it.
Hmm.
Then start going to these in-person Bitcoin mining conferences, which are a very different type of conference and a very different type of group, and just start talking to people. And they will want to talk about things like switch gears and transformers and power deals and demand response, which is that's great. I find it boring as hell now, but like go and it's kind of thing where you might even just put on a suit and tie. This is why I got that boomer ass like LinkedIn profile picture, because I still want to like walk in those circles. And so the best thing is to produce interesting insights about what's happening on Bitcoin. So the easy low lift thing, and because I do this myself, if you see interesting shit happening in the mempool, if you see interesting mints, try to like break that down for and just tweet about it, and you'll probably get some retweets and traction, maybe from me if I find it interesting, and that'll get you to build a little bit of a hybrid audience, because right now all these companies are trying to analyze like transaction fees, but they don't yet realize that transaction fees are downstream of like Bitcoin Fi and degen activity. And this is where you guys probably are really way more familiar because yeah, you might be building a real like Bitcoin Fi DeFi tooling thing, but you're probably also in some degen chats too. And it's weird because like you can know there's this big mint happening and you can be like, you can be first to the gate to be like, fees increased by 30% over the past 24 hours. These 4 blocks were full of like runes transactions. This particular mint has 8 more blocks to go. I'm long transaction fees for the next, 3 hours. That kind of content and that kind of insight is like gold. And you'll start to get interest and traction from some of the, I would say, ecosystem analyst people. Now, it can be hard to figure out who they are because, like, you guys know who, like, you guys probably know who the notable people in Ordinals and in crypto are, and so like you intuitively know those names, and so you'll have to kind of develop a whole different like social circle awareness of like, oh, these are the important like Bitcoin mining voices. I have a Twitter list called Bitcoin Mining. It's public, and you could
Okay.
probably just go through that. And it's kind of a catch-all, but it's like a lot of I kind of put anybody who's a real like Bitcoin miner or a real Bitcoin mining analyst into that public Twitter list. And so you can just kind of go through there. Maybe you can follow them, maybe you can start replying to them and stuff like that. So
That's
those
what's
are
up, Kelly.
tangible ways.
That was solid, man. Thank you. I
Yeah,
appreciate it. Yeah, that's solid. Thank you.
you bet.
Hey Charlie, Lucian here. Um, so those were very good explanations. Um, as a mining farm creator myself, I did like ASICs and video cards in 2018. Built my own mining farm. I'm wondering like what's the limitation of like what's stopping people creating mining pool software that can basically use the same hashing power to like merged mining, like distribute the hashing power to multiple blockchains like Bitcoin and increase their profitability because I think that's the goal for them, right? Uh, I think like Bitcoin and Namecoin can do that together.
Yeah, that's an
You,
OG
you, you
one.
know
Yeah.
about that? Yeah.
Yeah.
But they might be like incompatible, the hashes. I don't know. Do you know anything about this?
Yeah. Let me just take that question and try to take it away I think is productive. The answer is I think it's a golden age for doing that kind of thing. Fractal, I have mixed feelings on Fractal, but one of the things it really did was like demonstrate like you can launch a merge mine chain and acquire tons of hash rate. It can be very, very profitable. Um, the proof, like after approaching the ETH proof of stake merge, like proof of stake was the hot thing, and so people were not looking at proof of work chains that much. Now I think Fractal is gonna kind of reinvigorate that particular meta. Um, why don't people do it that much? Because it's not like technically that complicated to run a pool which does a merge mine chain. It's more of a business and a blockchain security question. Like imagine if Fractal launched with like 100 terahash of mining power. That's like one of those machines. Anybody who comes along with like 5 machines can just 51% attack the chain. So it's a balance of trying to attract at launch enough hash rate to commit to doing that. And then to work with a mining pool to coordinate the actual merge mining process at launch. So it becomes more of a business development challenge than it is a technical one. But I think you could do that type of thing. I would just like point out that like historically, merge mine chains to Bitcoin don't survive very long. There's a few exceptions, but like I think there's a bit of a game theory reason why they don't work that long. but that could just be more path dependent than it is an actual rule. So yeah, go for it. Go do something. I want more people mining, and I want more things to do with my hash rate.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Thanks, man.
Yeah, you bet. Questions or comments, criticisms?